Welcome everyone to Ram Nation Gymnasium for another RCTV broadcast of boys basketball. I'm Ray Dunn, joined by Coach Caldwell today, and we have a fantastic one for you. The Rams playing Perkiomen Valley here at home. And Coach Caldwell, this one is going to be an intense one.
Yeah, no question about it. A lot at stake here tonight as both teams are battling for playoff spots in the Pioneer Athletic Conference. The new thing this year is they're having a Super Six. The top two teams in each division, the Liberty Division and the Frontier Division, are in, and then they take two wild cards. Now, what is a little confusing for viewers is, if you look at the standings, Springford right now is 3-3 in the Liberty, and Perk Valley is 3-4 in the Liberty. Those standings count towards the top two. Then they look at their overall Pioneer Athletic Conference record for the next two wild card spots. And again, Springford is 6-3, Perk Valley 6-4, so they are neck and neck in both situations. Huge game, huge playoff ramifications.
A lot to digest with the new playoff setup, but really it's about the game here tonight. If you can get a win here, how is Perkiomen Valley going to attempt to pull this one out?
Well, Perkiomen Valley's playing very good basketball. They're 10-7 overall. They're coming off a nice victory over Boyertown Tuesday night, as Stretch A had 15, Graves had 12, McShay had 10. They're the defending champions. They're not going away. They are a tough, hard-nosed, half-court defensive team, as you'll talk about a little bit later on in the broadcast. So backyard, blue and gold against orange and brown. It will be a real test tonight for both teams.
And for Springford, how are they going to try and pass that test? What are you looking for from the Rams tonight?
Well, the coach is looking for more consistency overall for his entire team. You know, they've been a little Dow Joneser. They've been a little up and down this year, and they'd love to be really consistent tonight. They'd love to make the game a little bit more up-tempo and get Baker and Diaz and Hokinson going early. Nothing more that these guys would like to do, the Rams, than to take both regular season contests and have that huge tiebreaker going into the playoffs.
All right, well, for the 8th time in the last 3 years, the Rams and Vikings will do battle. We'll have it right here for you on RCTV from Ram Nation Gymnasium when we come back.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Ram Nation Gymnasium for tonight's matchup between the Springford Rams and Perkiomen Valley Vikings. I'm Ray Dunn, joined again by Coach Caldwell. And we mentioned in the pregame, but this one's going to be a great one, and a lot riding on this one on both sides.
Yeah, no question about it. And obviously, both programs are very, very familiar with each other, as they have won the Pioneer Athletic Conference Championships, PV last year and Springford the year before. So should be a great basketball game there, partner.
All right, and both the last PAC championships against one another. 8 meetings in 3 years. You think you get to know some of these guys a little bit. For Nestor Diaz, this is the 8th time he's gone up against him as a varsity player.
No, you'd mentioned Nestor Diaz. I liked your comment of his comment regarding facing the things you have to deal with to face PV. If you'd share that with the audience, I thought that was good stuff.
I was talking to Nestor earlier today. We talked about not liking playing PV because of how difficult they are on defense, always up in your face. Best defensive team in the pack right now, allowing only 42 points per game. So they've started to figure things out. They're starting to roll. And that's not something Nestor enjoys playing against, up in your face constantly all the time. And Ryan Hagan announced And there is Nestor Diaz starting in the backcourt. Noah Baker getting his announcement. Leads the team in scoring this year, having himself quite the season. Robert Bobeck. And flapping the wings, it's Austin Hokinson. They call him Bird, the big man. Looking to have a big night. He has been resurgent as of late.
Yeah, contrast in style tonight, partner. PV would like to slow the game down, make it a half-court game, walk the ball up the court, be methodical. Springford wants to dictate the tempo of the game. In fact, that is one of Coach Talley's tees. They want to make it more of an up-tempo game, and he feels dictating the tempo is a big key for the Rams. They played back December 31st, as we talked about a little in the opener. Springford pulled out a very tough 38-35 victory. I'm sure it's going to be a tough one tonight. Here we go.
And off we are. Perkiomen Valley going to get the tip. As going to be controls. And now you get to see the methodical offense of Perkiomen Valley at work. We could be here a while, folks.
They really do a great job of executing. They are patient. They make you work. They make you do all kinds of things defensively, as Hagan a nice left-handed step through in the passing lane.
Hagan's had himself a nice season. Really works hard on the defensive end.
They are not afraid to spend 30, 45, 50 seconds of a possession. Touches by everyone, screens, cutters, movement.
This one for three, not on the mark. Baker will get the rebound. Really? Hokinson gonna try and take it to the lane, and he gets the foul call. He'll head to the line. Shooting two.
Austin Hokinson, good to see him go to the basket and get to the foul line. You know, he has certainly ramped up his scoring since we've flipped the calendar here on January 1st. And one of the things I'm looking at his statistics is he has not been to the foul line much this year. And a big, strong insider is always nice to see him with a nice take to the basket and drawing an early foul.
Silky smooth on the first one, the second one off the rim. That's Hokinson. If I'm looking at the right column right here, only 12 free throw attempts this season. Is that one off the mark? Bobeck rebound. Pass to Hokinson. He's not going to control it up top, so Hagan takes it. Now the Rams will try and get going.
There's that excellent half-court defense as Park was right in the right spot to make the steal. A little strong on the pass by the Rams.
Here's the guy you're going to watch if you're going to look for some scoring. Tyler Stretche averaging over 16 per game.
Yeah, going back to that December 21st game, Baker came off the bench, wasn't feeling well that night. Did a great job in the fourth quarter on Stretche as Springford went 14-2 in the fourth quarter to pull away and get that victory.
There's Baker trying to save it. Hokinson will land inbound. Whew. Diaz for three. He hits. And the Rams up 4-0.
That's a left side three for him. Really has shot it so well from the left side from three land as compared to the right.
Rams fighting all over the place. Stretche shoots off the mark. Bobeck will rebound.
Other important keys Coach Talley had tonight. We talked about the tempo. Really feels they need to dominate the offensive glass, have a little bit of a size advantage, and also do all the little things, loose balls, diving on the floor, all the little things that PV does so well, they need to do just as well or maybe even better.
Right there. Bobek going to look, but absolutely, when you got the size advantage, you want to look to do that. And ultimately, you don't know how many offensive opportunities you're going to get with the amount of time that PV spends on the offensive side, so you want to capitalize every chance you get down the floor.
That's a good point there, partner, because there's no doubt about it. With less possessions, it magnifies the importance of each possession because there's so few of them.
And we get Hokinson for a travel right there. Reche trying to size up the way he can attack Hokinson. Hokinson holding his own right there.
Nice defense. The Rams have got a goose egg on them so far. Great stand here the first 3.5 minutes.
That was for three. It's off. Baker, ooh, just pulling that one down.
Great weak side rebound by Baker.
Oh, pass intercepted right there. Back out the other end. And Baker gonna take that one like a man and spring forward, returning the ball back.
Yeah, there's one of those little things so important. Baker taking the charge. As Harrison Pierce comes in as he gives Hokinson a quick blow.
Watching the warm-ups, Pierce looked on point from three. Understand there's nobody on him, but he'll take this one for three, and he drops it.
Good call, partner.
You know?
Classmates looking after you.
Yeah.
He's listening to what you had to say. He wanted to take care of you.
Little telepathic connection right there. He knew I said he had to take a three, and he knocked it down, and the Rams out to a 7-0 lead.
Certainly a great start, and certainly the Springford staff and players have to be happy with the defensive intensity and rebounding they've seen at this end of the court so far has been stellar.
And even so, you talk about playing in the half court, and the Rams typically like to run. Their half court offense so far hasn't been horrible. They've been able to get the shots they want, you know, sort of fight towards the basket as Pierce ripping that one away.
A lot of white shirts on the help side, giving help around the ball.
I'll say that one was out of bounds on Pierce.
Good call by the trail official, as the official underneath did not see that off the Pierce's knee, and trail official had it all the way.
Of course, for PV coming into the season, having replaced Justin Jaworski, who's already seeing good minutes of D1 Lafayette, as that one rims out. Baker, a little rough starting, getting their feet wet, but since then they've been very good back. Bobek taking it strong and he'll earn those two. When you were a coach, you saw your fair share of great players go past through. What is it like the next season to kind of replace one of those, as PV's had to do without Jaworski?
Partner, I'm going to ask you to repeat that. It's a little loud down here with the PV section just below us.
When you were a coach, you obviously had a lot of great players come through. What's it like to replace one of those, as PV's had to do with Jaworski?
It's very difficult. You get very dependent on him, and the great thing about Jaworski was he could create his own shot, and that's what makes players special when they can create their own shot. You know, a play could break down, and Jaworski could still create something, and those players who can do that are very, very difficult to replace.
Bobek 1-2 right there, 8-0. But great analysis right there, as always. As Stretche gonna finally take the protection off the basket, put one through. A little too much of that for the Rams early here. A little bit crisper passes. The lights are on upstairs. They're opening up the top section. We were talking off camera about that as Burnaby draws the foul, head to the lane.
Nice take by Burnaby. Coach Poison in his 6th year going with Stretche, the junior, and 4 seniors as he goes to his bench. And Hokinson ready to report back in.
Burnaby. Smooth. Puts it through. Bobek will check out. He's already got 2 fouls. Hokinson will come in and replace him. Not a bad strategy from PV going after the big men. Counteract the size they don't have. So that one's off the rim. Hokinson tries to save. Not quite. Vikings will take that ball back. Metro Poison being in his 6th year, he's really revitalized his program, put a lot of life into it. I mean, a lot of people take for granted the rivalry that is formed between these 2 schools neighboring each other by just a short drive. But before he took over the program, Springford was kind of a one-sided deal for Springford for a number of years.
PV's had some good teams, but you're right, it was more leaning towards Springford. But we have 2 terrific coaches here tonight, Coach Poison and Coach Talley. Both do a great job, and both have multiple Pioneer Athletic Conference championships. So talks about their work and their players and the effort put in by both programs.
Hoganson going to try and take it to the rack. He's fouled and gets the basket. Austin Hoganson checking back in and heading to the rim.
And again, Hokinson to the basket, a real key for him. Like to see him get to the foul line, continue to do that, and those 3-point plays are huge. Hokinson with a little bit of a size advantage as Park is probably their biggest insider, 6 foot, 6'1", and like his enthusiasm to the tin.
That one off the back rim. Oh, now you're going to see the Rams try and take a little uptick in the tempo as this one is for 3, and Cross hits.
Zach Krause off the bench for a big 3.
And no calls. Hagan head to the rim, and Cross again for 3, and he hits. And what once was 7 is now just 1. Pierce off on the layup, Stretche to rebound. Now with 45 seconds, believe it or not, Perkiomen Valley's going to try and slow it down.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Krause takes a little page out of the Springford book, a little up-tempo, a couple quick 3 balls, and suddenly it's a 1-point game. Springford dominating most of the first quarter, and Krause comes in and nearly ties it up on his own.
Ideally, you save for the last shot here now under 15 seconds. Hanson headed off to Stretche and to Bryce Streeper. And Krause from way downtown. They counted off, waving it off, no basket.
I think that was the right call.
I was trying to have my eyes at 2 places at once, and it did not work for me. But we will head to the second quarter with the Rams up 10-9 here on RCTV.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Welcome back inside Ram Nation Gymnasium as the Rams lead 10-9 over the Perkiomen Valley Vikings in this essential pack matchup. The Rams solid first quarter, but only come out of it with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, it was a really unusual quarter in the sense that really felt like Springford dominated play, had a pretty nice 10-3 lead, and Kraus quickly comes in and hits 2 threes in less than 20 seconds and gets them right back in the game. So PV's got to be feeling good. Maybe they didn't play very well, but only down 1 at the end of quarter number 1.
We saw Baker go for that shot right there. He was held scoreless in that first quarter, something we haven't been able to say a lot this season.
That's another thing I've seen in Noah Baker this year. I've really been impressed that not only has he taken his offensive game to the next level, he's taken his defensive game to the next level too, and that's so important when your leaders of your team do those things.
And Kraus gonna size up another 3, and he's just got it right now. That's his 3rd 3 already. And the Vikings take their first lead of the game, 12-10. Hokinson trying to get down low. Robinson off. Springford's gone cold. Estreche knocks it down. And now on a 12-0 run, Perkiomen Valley leads 15-10. 4 threes. Not ideal for the Rams right now at all.
Yeah, Springford calls a timeout as there, as you mentioned, a 12-0 run, a 3-fest by PV here the last 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Springford has struggled at times defending the 3. See, one of their big nemesis was down here in the corner there. Dave Duda from Methacton's down there with his dad, the associate head coach at St. Joseph's, and I know they've had problems with guarding him, and boy, Kraus has really come in giving him a shot in the arm, and Stretche followed up with one of his own.
Yep, Springford are going to roll with a almost entirely new group coming out of the timeout. We got Bobek, Pierce, Medeiros, Kovaleski, and Shalingham. A little change of pace for the Rams.
Coach going with his young crew with Shalingo and Medeiros. As you said, Kovaleski in the game. Kraus came in and gave PV a shot in the arm. Maybe one of these young guys can get the Rams get going a little bit.
They're going to get Kovaleski out of bounds. Barnaby will bring the ball up.
Yeah, here's the other concern Coach Talley has. PV is really tough with the lead because they can really be even more patient. As you take a look at Light with a nice take, and he will go to the stripe.
Yeah, right there, draw the foul, Medeiros.
They can really take the air out of the basketball when they have a lead, and they have shot it so well here the last 3 minutes that you'll see them be a little bit back to themselves, a little bit more patient.
Bobek going to come with the board. Oleski to Pierce. He's going to take a 2, and that falls. And now the Rams breathe a little sigh of relief, see the ball go through the basket again.
Nice play by Pierce inside the arc. A little mid-ranger. He now has 5. He leads the Rams in scoring.
Bobek. Yeah, a little switch right there. Slingo ended up on the big man. Bobek ended up on top.
Yeah, Park had a little mismatch against Shalingo on the switch, and Shalingo had to foul. Diaz
going to check back in. This one we got Stretch. He'll take a three. Not on the mark. Bobek pulls it down. Oh, that Burnaby, they're going to get him for the kick ball.
Burnaby didn't like it, but it was a correct call by the official.
Light could out-jump Diaz for it. Schlingo knocking it away. And it'll still be Perkiomen Valley ball, but a big defensive play right there for the sophomore.
Yep, young sophomore bringing some energy. Love his effort there to strip him. See if Springford can get a stop after that great hustle play.
Fighting down low, Bobek. Way to go straight up right there. Stopping any progress.
Yeah, good call. Bobek with a nice challenge. Both hands up, chest to chest, making it difficult.
Pierce off the mark. Bobek gonna fight down low. Stretch will end up with it. Stretch fighting his way in. And as the Springford student section called out, that would be a walk.
Little help from the fans, the officiating. Stretche shuffling the puppies. Just trying to take advantage of a little height advantage he had over Diaz. Time for the Rams to cash in now.
Putting in the work defensively. Time to yield the results offensively. Bobek. And him and Baker just have not been on the same page. That's the second time they've had a miscommunication that results in a turnover.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there, and those turnovers are tough. They're empty trips where you don't even get a shot at the basket, and both teams a little bit of a turnover funk right now, but you got to give both teams defense credit, really getting after each other.
So they're going to try it. Cross going to be open for three, and wouldn't you know, he knocks it down.
Zach Kraus having a career night. 4 threes in the first third of this ball game.
And there you go. Noah Baker getting himself into the action. Lays it up and in. Closes the gap to 5.
Baker finally gets in the books, uses his body so well.
Yep. They're going to find the back door right there to Stretche. He's now up to 7.
PV handled the Springford trap. That was actually the key to the game in December at Perk Valley. Springford really did a great job of trapping and causing turnovers. And as we mentioned earlier, 14-2 in the fourth quarter pulled away. And you can tell PV was prepared for that trap as they quickly reversed it and found Stretche underneath.
Something that Springford likes to employ against Perkiomen Valley, especially get them moving, get them up tempo. That trap.
Yep.
Trademark of the matchups over the past few years. And Kraus, why not? His
there he
fifth
is.
Three.
Zach Kraus doing his Nick Foles imitation.
Schlingo gonna fire it, no good. We'll call that a pass to Diaz though, as he fights down low. Diaz trying to get something going.
Kraus's three
Baker.
explosion has led to a 10-point Perk Valley lead. Graves with a big boy rebound.
Kraus alone with 15, he would be leading the Rams by 1.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't even start the game, didn't come in until about the 2.5-minute mark left in the first quarter.
This one not gonna go. Baker running now, the Rams out where they like to be. Finds Diaz in the corner, that goes.
There's that left side 3 ball. Great kick out and dish by Baker as he drew 3 defenders in the middle and found Diaz in one of his favorite spots.
From that corner, he is now shooting 50% on the season. 50% from 3 is something else right there.
Diaz with a spring forward leading 34th 3 of the season.
And now we play the waiting game until they find a good pass, somewhere to go with it. Timeout called by Perkiomen Valley. And they have definitely tried to take the air out of the ball as of late. A little Tom Brady-esque. So.
Yeah, yeah, very good Deflategate reference there, partner. You know, one of the things I wouldn't be surprised to see here, partner, is that Coach Poison, as you mentioned, taking the air out of the ball. They have it with 1:18 to go. I could see Perk Valley holding the basketball for the last shot here with 1:18 to go. Now, obviously, if they have a layup or something wide open, they're going to take it, but I could see them doing that. That's the kind of basketball that's been successful for them, and certainly taking some extra time there in the huddle to discuss it.
Hogan's going to come back in for the Rams.
Well, you knew he wasn't going to take Krause out of the game.
Yeah. Krause can stay in as long as he wants. Keep playing like this, he'll put a nice statue of Krause out in front of Perkiomen Valley High School. 5 for 5 from 3.
Hagan is given the assignment of guarding Krause. Diaz on Graves.
He does. They just do a lot to try to get Krause out on the line. He did just cross through the paint, but he's been a lot just standing there, trying to hope that double team other matchups will free him up.
I see they've already used almost 40 seconds. And they are going to hold it for the last one.
Les Springford can force a turnover. It will be the Vikings taking the air out of the ball.
Springford faithful not real fond of this delay game.
And now they're going to try and get something going. Stretche going to try and take it to the basket. He spins around, throws it at the rim, and he'll get the call.
Wow, what a tremendous last minute and 18 for the orange and brown as they draw it all the way down to 1 second, and Stretche gets to the stripe, draws a foul on Baker.
And he is off on the first. Now he knocks down the second. He's up to 8. Hagan from way downtown, no. And that wraps up the first half. It was a great first 6.5 minutes for the Rams, leading 10-3, and since that point, it has been all Perkiomen Valley. 22-7 run to close out the half. In this big pack matchup, we will return for the second half from Ram Nation Gymnasium.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met our niece. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Ram Nation Gymnasium for the second half of the Spring Ford Perkiomen Valley boys basketball contest we got going on. It's the Rams trailing 25-17. We'll take a quick look at some highlights from the first half.
All right, take a look at a few three balls by the Rams. Diaz with that, we talked about his great shooting from the left. Pierce from the corner, and there's a short little pull-up by Pierce as Pierce leads the Rams with 5 points. Getting back to keys for the Rams in the second half, kind of what Coach Talley talked about at the beginning. They want to dictate the tempo. Really thought that Perkiomen Valley controlled the tempo of the game. Obviously, they want a low-scoring half-court game, and they certainly have it. Springford like to make it more of an up-and-down game. They got to get back on that O glass, dominate the O glass, and win the hustle battles. Here we go.
Well, if we're using the first game as reference, Springford has them right where they want them. They were propelled by a comeback in that first game as Baker. He means business, and he's taking that one to the rim.
No question about it. That was a set play. Get it down low to the big fella, and he delivered.
Now they got PV moving a little bit. Stretche gonna pull up for two, and he hits.
Stretche now with double figures as he has 10. I think the Rams also have to be productive offensively. They can't have a lot of turnovers. They got to get that ball up on the rim, and then even if they miss, you let that inside game take over.
Baker this time at the dime. Him and Bobeck back on the same page. We got Burnaby falling on the floor. Nothing happening. Light gonna try and take coast to coast. He falls, and they're gonna get Diaz for a foul.
Springford going to the press, trying to turn up the tempo and dictate it with some full court pressure. Good move by the coaching staff.
Dante Graves and Austin Hokinson up top. Baker really trying to handle Stretche. Graves thinking about it. And Stretche gonna turn around, shoot, and knocks it down. Lead back up to 8. Hoganson trying to take it at the basket. One-handed doesn't go. Bobeck gonna fight and get to the line.
Just what we were talking about, Hokinson gets it up on the rim, but Springford with that size advantage wants to dominate the O glass, and Bobeck doing some nice work will go to the stripe.
Bobeck knocking it down. He's up to 4.
All right, on one of our replays there, you see Bobeck. Nice pull in traffic, and Park gets him on the arm.
Way to get that ball released. So he puts both of them in right there. He's got 5. Burnaby on the run. Hokinson kicks it wisely, knocking that one away, stopping any further damage for the Rams.
Nice play by Austin as PV had the numbers 2-on-1 on the break, and now forces a inbounds underneath.
Certainly Burnaby looked a little nervous, having Hokinson coming across. Not a height matchup he's going to win. Vikings look like they're trying to get the switch of Stretche on Hokinson. They will. And wisely drawing the foul right there, Carson Park.
Beautiful execution by the orange and brown. Burnaby finds Park, and he gives you a little ball fake, gets the Ram defenders up in the air. He will shoot 2.
Knocks down the first.
Park is in the book tonight. His first point of the game.
Park again. Knocks it down. Nice article written about him on City Basketball Love by Tyler Sandor. Now he's kind of filled the role that Milheim left behind last season. The undersized big man. Goes under the radar. Hokinson thought about a jumper. Now going to try and take it to the rim, and they're going to get it for a walk.
Yep, just took that little extra bounce. The guys in stripe got him.
And the hero of the first half checks back in.
Yes, Zach Krause, if you're just joining us, lit up the Rams going 5 for 5 from beyond.
Interesting matchup right now. You got Krause on Hokinson. Hokinson's not much of a defender on the outside. He prefers to do his work guarding on the interior. So something to watch right there. The first half he had from 3. They're going to switch a guard out on him. Hagan, that goes off his head. And Krause, yeah, he's off on that one. Eventually the run had to come to an end. Bobek fighting down low. Hokinson gains control.
Great challenge on the 3 ball by Baker.
Diaz takes the contact, no call, gets it going, and Bobek puts it in, plus the contact.
There's that domination on the O glass that Coach Talley talked about, a big key tonight for the Rams as they continue to show strength underneath here in the second half with some O glass work.
And who better than Robert Bobek really earned his way to the rotation last year with plays like that. Puts it in.
All right, another look as Bobek gets inside position, pivots, keeps his eyes on the rim. Great teaching point for you young players, using that pivoting inside to get better position, eyes on the rim and concentration.
Light Stretche gonna pull up for 3. That goes. He's having himself a night.
Stretche already with, unofficially, I got him for all 7 points for PV here in the third quarter.
Bobek's off on that one. Diaz read that play, just not quick enough to get there. And they're gonna find Krause down low. And hey, he can make a shot that isn't from the 3-point line.
Krause sneaks behind the defenses. Stretche draws a crowd and drops a dime.
Double-digit lead now is Baker gonna pull up from 3. Not quite. Bobek fighting again. They're gonna give that one to the Vikings, I believe.
Seems like every time Springford makes a little bit of a mini run, Stretche and company answers and keeps that lead at a comfortable margin.
Why I'm not wearing the stripes, that one goes to Springford. Slingo not able to finish, but he does draw the foul. Sophomore getting quite a bit of playing time right now.
Coaching staff happy with that aggressive take by Shalingo.
Smooth on the first shot.
The young sophomore. Only his 3rd free throw attempt of the season.
He's off on that one. The Valley already has more points in this one than they had in the first matchup of the season.
Yeah, it's good call, partner. They certainly have shot the basketball well from beyond, mainly number 21, Zach Krause.
The past few years, it's been pretty much the first team to get to 40. Going back to the matchups, last year's championship, Perkiomen Valley trailed for a while, but they were the first to get to 40. Ooh. Stretche.
Stretche from the left ear of the Ram.
Baker fighting his way inside. Can't get a call, and that one's off the mark.
PV with its biggest lead of the night. Springford needs to get some stops. PV now with 8 threes, partner.
That accounts for 24 points right there. That's tough to come back from. McShay finds an opening, lays it up and in. The Rams can't do here, though, is start to panic. As soon as they start forcing up bad threes, this game will get out of hand in a hurry.
Really playing that great half-court defense. Really making things difficult, as Diaz shared with you and most people around the Pioneer Athletic Conference know. Defense wins championships, and PV is on the defense.
Pierce hits from 3. Inject a little life into the Rams.
Pierce now with 8 points. 2 of them 3 balls.
Baker gonna try and contend. Alters the shot enough where it goes off. Pierce gonna pull for 3 again. Yeah, off the mark. Dares though fighting for it. Baker will get it back. Diaz, Schlingo, and Stretche knocks that away.
Boy, great read and anticipation by Stretche. He got out there and got in the passing lane.
Light for 3, knocks it down.
Andrew Light with their 9th 3.
Oh, they're gonna foul Pierce on that shot. The lead back up to 14 for the Vikings.
Boy, what a run by the Vikings here. Since that first 5-minute stretch, they have gone out 41 to 20.
Pierce
41 to 20,
down.
double them up.
Well, the Rams were able to close the gap in the first one in the fourth quarter, outscoring PV 14-2 in that fourth quarter in December. They have to try and work for a similar one here as Pierce is off the mark. Now the Vikings are running. There's that one away. Baker, Diaz. That's good. Cuts the gap to 11. 6 seconds remaining. Ooh. They get Schlingo for the foul.
I would agree with you with that one there, Ray. Looked a little ticky-tacky here right below us.
I don't know if he had the best angle for that, to call that one. Again, I'm not in stripes. Krause firing away. That's no good. Diaz not going to be able to get anything up. So we head to the fourth quarter with the Rams trailing 44-33 in a crucial pack matchup. We will see you on the other side as the fourth quarter gets going.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to Ram Nation Gymnasium for the fourth quarter of this one. The Rams got out to a hot start, but ever since it's been all Perkiomen Valley. Now quite the deficit to overcome as we begin this fourth quarter.
Yeah, 11-point deficit here, and the Rams, they're not going to get back all 11 points in the first 3 minutes, but they got to start doing it at both ends, getting stops, taking care of the basketball, and getting scoring opportunities.
There we got Schlingo right there. Sophomore seeing some playing time.
Schlingo's third foul, but coaches like his aggressiveness at both ends of the floor, trying to inject some enthusiasm into the Rams. And a little bit of a lull.
Too easy, lays it in.
Stretche now with a game-high 20.
Baker says, I see you, and I raise you a lamp.
Nice take by Noah Baker.
Pierce, get up in his face. And a timeout called by Perkiomen Valley. Pierce getting up in his face, fans clamoring for a walk right there.
Yeah, I think it was. And nice call by Coach Poison as he bails out his own player. But we'll take a minute and give a little shout out to the JV team, 58-38 winners over Perkiomen Valley tonight as they continue to have a good season under Coach Dan Hoff.
Future bright here at Springford.
Absolutely, some good young players. Watching this game, hopefully learning some things. And
absolutely, and you notice this season, a lot of sophomores getting time in these games. At Springford, something, a little bit of a departure from past years where they've really gone to a more depth approach, a little deeper team. Getting a lot of guys minutes instead of rolling with a kind of 7-8 man rotation and sticking to it all season.
Springford going back to their little run and jump or trap. Oh, Zach Krause.
He's abandoned the three-pointers and instead is taking a presence down low. Baker. Oh, we're going to get the patented spin move instead. Passes it out. And Diaz going to hit the ground, draw the foul, and head to the line.
Like that aggressive tape by Nestor Diaz, as a lot of teams play him as obviously a great three-point sniper and have to display that take it to the basket game, so shows you some offensive balance.
Something Diaz has done very well this season. First 2 seasons on varsity, more distributor. Definitely taking it to the rim now, and he's off the free throw line.
We'll take another one look of our RCTV replays, and there's Diaz. He's closely guarded to three, so the adjustment you have to make as a player is put it on the floor and on the blow-by.
Empty trip to the line right there. Rams, not a great night at the free throw line.
Yeah, Rams shooting 66% as a team from the stripe, which isn't bad. I'm sure Coach would like it to be a few points higher, but they've been struggling tonight.
Light, Krause, Burnaby. Rams defense running all over the floor. Light gonna find Krause.
Oh my.
And as he's done all night, he finds the bottom of the basket.
I'm going out on a limb, but Krause has got to be a career high 22 off the bench.
Pierce off from three. They're going to get Diaz with the foul. And Schlingo going to come down with it, and they're going to get him for a walk. Trying to land, get his footing. And they will call him for the travel.
This is also where PV is dangerous, methodical, excellent passing, patience.
Diaz strips it away, and he'll get the foul. We now sit one away from the bonus.
Nice strip by Diaz, the senior. Might see some offense, defense with Hagan and Shalingo the rest of the way.
This three-guard setup the Rams started the season back when Hokinson was hurt. As from deep two-point range, we get another two for Pierce. Quietly having himself a nice evening. As Diaz going to knock it away. Baker going up and slams it down. Noah Baker.
All right, let's see if that gets things going for the Rams.
Hokinson.
Another step in the teal and a foul.
And he'll head to the line for 1-and-1.
Rams suddenly being more active with their hands and their feet at the defensive end. Timeout, Perkiomen Valley.
A little bit of momentum going for the Rams. They may trail by 12. It's still plenty of time. And now they got the crowd into it. A Rofo mojo going on in that student section of whiteout tonight.
Full timeout by the Vikings. Important now, Springford has to really ratchet up. They're going to be shooting one-on-ones the rest of the Ray partners, so they really have to do a great job from the stripe and put points on the board when the clock is stopped. And I'm sure Coach Talley and staff would like nothing better to do than to see Austin come down and maybe knock down a one-on-one and cut this lead down to 10.
Law of averages. So far, bad free throw shooting. Now you get yourself back up to your average for the season.
All right. We always like to see replays of slam dunks. And here's a good one by Noah Baker off the steal. A little high riser.
A two-handed slam. Anytime you see him slow up and take that little quick step, you got to get excited right there. Hokinson. Can't get it to go.
Springford is cold as the weather from the stripe tonight.
Krause puts it in for two. And Baker trying to fit it in there to Hokinson. Not quite. Pierce now for three. He's off. Hokinson to the floor, no call. Pierce trying to take it down, and he gets it, and the foul.
Harrison Pierce now with 13.
Clark will check going back in.
6'1" senior having a big night offensively.
He'll knock down the free throw, take a quick look at the foul. Up and in as Rams defensively getting active. Ooh, and they're going to call Baker for a foul. Shockingly, the Springford student section does not agree with that call.
The only good thing about it is it's team foul number 6, but from now on in, PV will shoot.
Oh, they're going deep, trying to throw a touchdown. However, much like Deshaun Jackson, he fumbled at the goal line. Not quite, can't get up and in. Hokanson trying to go to work, finds Baker. Baker trying to run. Oh! And he throws it down.
Noah Baker on the baseline down Baker Street.
And now Vikings are out running. They're able to settle it down a bit. Rams are into it, trailing by 9. And now they found Krause to the corner. He's off. He can miss. Now Baker pulling up for 3. Hokanson with the offensive board, trying to go to work down low. He finds Baker instead. Baker draws the foul, but he'll be on the floor. And we'll go to the line for 1-on-1s.
And the Mo has changed. Momentum in Ram Nation's favor right now. Love the energy and effort you see by the white jerseys at both ends of the floor.
A
lot
big
of guys.
Free throws. And goes down.
Baker now with 11.
Baker again. Knocks it down. And the Rams will go back to their pressing ways. Of course, they're going to try and slow it up, methodically work up the floor instead of running to spring forward's advantage. Burnaby going to control up top. Krause going to get it. Hagan knocks it away. Hokanson going to start running with the ball. Hokanson controlling it deep down the floor, and he gets the foul. Wow. Austin Hokanson taking it from one end to the other. They're flapping the wings. Bird heads to the line.
Big take by Austin. Third time tonight we've seen him get to the stripe, and the Rams have cut it to 5, an uncomfortable 5, looking over the brown and orange bench.
And he knocks down that free throw. Law of averages right there for him.
Hokanson now with 6, and the press
Diaz
continues.
Force a turnover. Hokanson, this time he'll give it up to Pierce. The pass, Baker, and they're within 2. Momentum, spring forward. What a run.
Wow.
I was going to make the comment earlier in the half about how this was surprisingly quiet for a spring forward Perkiomen Valley game. Not anymore.
That has quickly changed. Good call, partner. We're going to take a couple more of our RCTV replays. Mentioned.
Nice head-on look at the dunk right there.
Yep. And then here we are. We've seen Baker drive that baseline so many times. That's why I referred to it as Baker Street. And beautiful work by the junior.
It's always a nice night when we got 2 dunks to show you. Whenever Baker was held silent in that first quarter, didn't score at all. Now he's feeling it.
It wasn't too long ago that it was a 13 or 14 point deficit. Spring Forward playing inspired basketball as they have cut it to 2, and we have got a ball game.
Now it's time to hunker down. Make sure your run doesn't go down in vain. Trail by 2 with 3 minutes left. Clark gets it about Hokanson in his face. Ooh, they're going to get Hokanson. Great foul right there. We'll go to 1-1.
Thought Hokanson did a nice job moving his feet and getting his body there, but the official felt he body fouled him, and we will take a look at Andrew Light under the pressure.
a while since I've heard this gym this loud. Light put on the first for the second. No. And Diaz comes down with it. Rams still within a possession.
Execution, crisp passing. Very important down the stretch.
Baker going to take it for himself. Hokinson, though, knocking it away. Pierce. Baker for three.
Oh!
Yes! And what seemed insurmountable minutes ago has been brought to a dead heat. 54-54. Kraus.
Oh!
Capitalizes.
Zach Kraus.
Baker taking it himself. Hokinson, the putback, it goes.
Nice job by Hokinson as he goes to the weak side.
And Hagen going to take the ball back. The Rams, with just under 2 minutes, trail by one and have possession.
Springford with their first chance for the lead since mid-first quarter, Ray.
Baker going to get control of it down low. He's going to fight to the rim, and he puts it in. Light, no match for that strength of Baker.
Baker going down to the weight room.
Light now going to try to take it. Hokinson blocks Park. Park is blocked, and with a minute 20, the Rams hold a 1-point advantage and call a timeout.
Big block by Hokinson. Great interior play by him, and Baker have taken control of this basketball game.
Well, you were coach for a while. Each side, what's the message?
Well, as Springford, it's very important that they take care of the basketball. Any foul that Perk Valley commits, they're in the double bonus, so Springford would shoot two. So they want to have to be smart and be careful with the basketball. They don't need to do anything crazy. And PV, be interesting to see if they come out and try to try to foul a certain individual after 10, 15 seconds ago. But really important that everyone's available for Springford. Don't want to get trapped, want to be able to bail out a teammate who may get trapped in a bad spot. Don't want to turn it over and give PV a chance, because if PV steals the ball, I can almost guarantee you they will play for the last shot.
Well, it's uncharacteristic of a game between these two to climb into the 60s. We're right on the brink of that.
Yeah, no question about it. Springford averaging 57 a game, and PV averaging 47 a game, so you can see this game has gotten to a frantic pace, which favors Springford, their style of play, and they have definitely dictated that tempo here in the second half, and most specifically here in quarter number 4.
Nice, slow, methodical, almost as if they are the enemy here. Springford passing it around. Man that's facilitated most of this run holds the ball now. Baker.
Who does PV want to foul? I got to imagine they're going to foul somebody in the next 15 seconds.
That was tipped away. Burnaby got a piece of that one. 40 seconds remain, and now can expect to foul.
McShay into the game for Park, so it'll be interesting to see who they go after.
Just look at the pure numbers, you would assume it would be either Hokinson or Baker. They're going to get it out, fight around, and they're going to get Baker. With 30 seconds remaining, Noah Baker.
As they foul Baker, one of Springford's best free throw shooters at 76%. probably not who Coach Poison wanted to foul, especially with the hot half Baker has had.
He gets 2. Going to note here, he puts the first one through the bottom of the basket.
Baker with 19 points, 17 of them in the second half.
That's big shot by Noah Baker. It's a 3-point lead. There's 30 seconds left. We're coming in for a landing.
Got to get out on the 3-ballers.
Stretch off. Hagan controls. He gets it out to Pierce. Cross court. Diaz. Big free throws upcoming for the Rams. What a fourth quarter we have just witnessed from the Rams.
No question about it, partner. Very similar to the fourth quarter pullout we saw on December 21st. Springford wins the fourth quarter at PV 14-2, and having their way here in quarter number 4, trying to pull off a great comeback victory.
And Diaz, if you remember, had an empty trip to the line, uncharacteristic of him earlier in this game. Now he steps to the line here with a chance to put 2 down and put the Rams up by 5.
And that first one was big, partner, because it becomes a 2-possession game. 30-second timeout for Springford. So that 2 possessions is going to be difficult for PV with 13.7 on the clock.
Now the student section has proclaimed that they believe the Rams will win. It's a 5-point lead, just under 14 seconds.
Springford has gone 27-13. They have doubled up PV here in the quarter number 4. So, wow, tremendous comeback.
And I remember a certain color commentator way back a few hours ago when we did our pregame saying that if the Rams could get them up and moving, they would be in good shape. And in this fourth quarter, that has been the case.
They certainly have, and you know, it's amazing what the coaching staff points out as keys, and that was a big key Coach Talley and the staff felt was they had to dictate the tempo. Number 1 key right here, and they certainly have done that here in quarter number 4.
McShay controls. They're going to find Light for 3. No, off the mark. Diaz going to grab it. Diaz going to be fouled, and with just under 7 seconds, Mr. Diaz walks to the free throw line with a chance to put some ice on this game.
Yeah, no question about it. If he goes 2 for 2, it becomes a 3-possession game and lights out with 6.7.
He is off on the first. He knocks that one down. Mr. Diaz puts them up 6, and the way they're running, Stretche off from 3, Pierce fighting for it, and that's the horn. The Rams go on a potentially season-saving run down the Perkiomen Valley Vikings 63-57 in what was an incredible game and even more special fourth quarter for the Rams. Huge games from Baker and Pierce to lead the way. And hey, let's relive it a little bit and look at the highlights.
Just a tremendous fourth quarter for the Rams as we look at Pierce with the 3, Diaz after the steal, Pierce with a nice ball game with 13 points, and Baker breaks out in the second half, 18 of his team high 20 to lead the comeback.
You call it Baker Street, and it was. He owned that part of the floor, but how about this, stepping out, taking the 3 after working inside, and the patent and spin move. Not quite on the mark, but Austin Hokinson cleaning up, doing work, and the Rams are able to pull this one out for a win. Anything more from you, Coach Caldwell, tonight?
Just a tremendous win for the Rams. You know, really struggled for maybe 2/3 of the game and really found their way the last 6 minutes of the quarter, putting up 28 in the fourth quarter at home. As we talked about in the pregame, a huge Liberty Division win as they sweep this regular season series from the orange and brown.
An incredible game from the Rams, one that we'll remember for a long time for just the pure excitement and the way it turned out. The Rams with a huge fourth quarter run and win this one on RCTV. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next time. For Coach Caldwell, I'm Ray Dunn, and have a great night.